Okay.
Well, Chris, can you sum up the emotions in that room and what that last quarter means to the footy club?
I'm trying to keep control. You don't very often have days like that in footy, and that'll be one I'll never forget. All the emotions are high. The parents and families are in the rooms. It was just one of the great comeback wins. Very proud of the group. We stuck to our guns, and when everything looked lost, we hung in there, which has been the team all year. It's almost the character of the team was on display tonight. Sort of summed up our season. You know, there's still hopefully a lot more to play, but we'll get a lot of confidence out of that. We're not usually a come from behind win team. Often we just get out in front and stay out in front, but tonight we had to do it a different way, and we're able to do that. We did it in a way like normally we're a high uncontested mark side. Well, tonight we weren't. We had to play the chaos game, and we showed that we could play it. So that gives us a bit of confidence.
A large majority of this group experienced finals heartache this time last year. Do you feel that they drew on that at any time in the last quarter tonight?
Probably. They all. I know they're desperate to get back there and have another crack. There's still a long way to go before we can do that. We've got to. We play Geelong next week. They're a pretty damn good football club and side, and gave us a lesson in a preliminary final a couple of years ago. So, but I've got no doubt that drives them. I look at Dane Zorko and it drives him. He's 35. He doesn't know how many years he's got left to play the game, and he desperately wants to win one. So I think that drove the group. Joey Danaher's the same. The guys in our team that are a little older, they lifted in that last quarter. I've got no doubt about that.
What did you and the players do to, I guess, turn the game around? Not once but twice, because it looked like you were out of it in the third quarter as well.
Yeah. We moved a few magnets around, but mostly we tried to have a pretty positive mindset and not drop away in that regard, and it never did at any stage during the night. I thought in the second quarter we contributed to Giants kicking 3 or 4 of their goals. We know with poor pass in the middle, a reversal of a free kick. We should have taken the ball over the boundary line, and we didn't. We kept it alive, and they just sort of got goals from our little mistakes. So I didn't think we were doing a whole lot wrong. It was a pretty even sort of statistical game throughout the night in terms of contested ball pressure. I thought it was a really high pressure game, both teams, high pressure factor. It was just a matter of hanging in there, and things just turned for us. We are a team that can score quickly, so we never give up on ourselves.
Did you mention at three-quarter time that the Giants had been overrun in a similar position last week?
Oh, I did say that happened last week. We obviously knew that. And sometimes in sport, history repeats, and it can be a little bit of something in the back of your mind if you can get close enough. I don't know whether it did that or not, but we just had to give ourselves a chance to see if that would happen. And I guess at the end of the day, people might say, well, that's 2 weeks in a row for the Giants. That's a weakness in them. It's temporary. It's just one of those things that happen. But yeah, we talked about it. We had to find things to stay positive, so it was worth talking about.
What was going through your head in that last quarter?
Sorry, could you say?
What was going through your head in that last quarter?
Which part of the last quarter?
When Joe Danaher kicked those 2 goals.
Yeah, look, I could sense that we were a real chance to win the game. Once he kicked that goal, then mind turns quickly to, righto, we've got to kill the game now. There's only 2 minutes left. We've got to shut it down so they can't score. And I thought we actually did that very well. You can get a bit excited sometimes when you get in front like that and you've come from a long way down only to sort of lose it right at the end. And I thought, we've practiced our strategy around close games, particularly when you're defending a very small lead, and I thought the last 2 minutes we did really well.
Do you see the irony, Chris, of the goal kicking's been such a talking point late in the season, and Jasper and Joe's last 2, those 3 pretty difficult sort of set shots under pressure, putting them through, like just the irony in it?
Well, I just thought at some point in time we'd have to kick straight Michael. It wasn't looking too good on the scoreboard again tonight. We had a lot more points than goals, but I think in the last quarter, what did we kick? 6 goals too. Pretty happy with that. We got accurate when we needed to. Hopefully continues.
You talked the dancing on thin ice things being an advantage. Did you remind them of that at any stage once you were trailing?
At half time and at 3/4 time. So this is what we've done since the halfway mark of the season, and it's served us well, and we're not going to move away from that now. So keep having a crack. I mean, to be honest with you, like when you're in the situation we're in, I'd rather go down by a large margin having a crack than just, falling off the perch. And, fortunately we didn't. It was a very strong second half.
How fit was Jack Payne? Would you say was he 100? You said he had to be 90 plus.
Yeah.
That selection.
I just thought, he was fit enough to play. I thought Jesse Hogan played a great game, but I thought at the end Jack got going. It wasn't like a game where you thought, he was just down all night. In the last quarter, he did some important things. So, I mentioned that to him at three-quarter time. I said, mate, I know you've had not the best night, but, there's a quarter to go. Could have a good quarter. And I thought he was pretty good in the end.
That, I guess, the trust from you there to stick with him? Because from the outside, it might have looked easy to move Harris across to him when Jesse kicked the fifth.
Yeah, well, I was happy for Harris to keep doing what he was doing. And to be honest with you, I'm a coach who trusts my players. I've done that since the day I arrived, and I think that can take you far. And the times to trust them sometimes when they're not going all that well. That's probably the time to do it. So, hopefully Jack's learned a good lesson tonight and he'll be a better player for the experience that he had tonight next week.
Lockie Neal grabbed his lower leg, sort of foot, ankle in the last couple of minutes. Is he playing sore at the moment under duress?
There's a lot of players in the AFL that are playing sore at the moment. He's had a bit of a sore foot for quite a few weeks now, so his training's been modified. If you come down and watch us train, you probably won't see him on a Tuesday. You'll see him on a Thursday and he'll look not very good. And then by the time we get to a game, he's good to go. He's tough. But he's not the only bloke in our team and he's not the only bloke in the AFL that's playing a bit sore at the moment. It sort of happens when you get to the end of 6 months of footy.
You talked about you, mate.
He'll be right. He's not in any danger of not playing next week.
Take a bit for him to miss.
A lot. But he's fine. He's just like he always is after the game. It's been like that for quite some time now.
Just on Lockie, what do you make of his performance on the whole? Obviously a fairly exacting tag from Toby, and is that sort of an aspect of his game, you think, sort of coping with that sort of stuff?
Well, he lives with that just about every week now. And I thought he still made a good contribution tonight. It wasn't a high possession game for Lockie, but the good part about it is Will Ashcroft stepped up tonight. So if you're going to tag Lockie, well, we've got Josh Dunkley and Huey McCluggage and Will Ashcroft, they'll pop up. And that's what we need. We need an even spread of talent through the midfield. It's one of the positives about tonight is we didn't need Lockie to necessarily play a super game for us to win. I thought Will Ashcroft, what a game from a boy who's 20 years of age, he's played about 25 games. I thought he was awesome tonight. Really stood up. I thought Cal Archie was too. I thought he played a great game on Whitfield and contributed a lot to our scoring.